You do nothing for me. You do nothing as a woman. You do nothing as a mother.
I'm constantly scared. I can't take living like this anymore.
Listen to me. You go from here. She stays here. Little Raye stays with me.
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the Fan Carpet.
Hi, Gina.
Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Excellent. All right.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name's Mark.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mark.
You too. It's wonderful to speak to you today. If we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you to get into the industry?
I wouldn't say there was like a defining moment, where a light bulb went off, but it was just something that I kind of was drawn towards. At school, I was so painfully shy, and for ages, I used to actually hate drama, just because it kind of would put the spotlight on you. And then it was as I got a little bit older, I realized that I loved doing it and kind of had to just push past that that nervousness I had. And yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Awesome. So did you take part in school plays and things?
Yeah, so I did all the school plays, and then there was a local acting group in my area, which I joined, and that was kind of, I guess, sort of the turning point, because it was this new group of people. I actually went to a convent, so we only had girls at my school, and suddenly there were boys to act with, which is nice because you can do more plays and things. And then we went up to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival with them. So it was a really good group of people that allowed me to kind of grow.
Awesome. Awesome. So is theatre still a love of yours?
I love all forms. They've all offer something different and unique. I probably, if I had to pick, I would say TV and film is where my heart is, but I still love theatre.
Cool. Awesome. So what was it about The Sun Also Rises that made you want to join the film?
I mean, the script, obviously you haven't seen it, I haven't seen it, but once I got given the script, it was just so compelling. And I loved that it was told through her, it was her story. And then when you look at, we had a fantastic director, Roland, amazing cast. It was just, I did my audition and then I was like crossing my fingers, like, please, can I get this one?
Yeah. Awesome. So what can you tell me about Raye and where she fits in the story?
You follow mainly Raye's story, and just you see her from young and her grow up and just her struggle and her determination, and you really see her as a character grow and change, which is always nice to do, to kind of show that that change in a character's life.
Awesome. And what specifically was it about Raye that made you want to, let's say, yeah, I want to be her?
I think she shows the sort of the strength of the human spirit, and I liked that she's kind. She just has so much strength, and just the journey she went on, and how she dealt with it. I just loved the script. So yeah, couldn't wait to get on board.
Awesome. Now you share the screen with Shane McCormick. What was he like to work with?
Oh, Shane, we had so much fun filming. You'll see from the film, without giving too much away, he's not always the nicest character, so it's important to have someone, if you're doing, it's domestic abuse, so it's hard sometimes, but if you're with someone that you've got a safe environment and you trust, it just makes all the difference. So yeah, I was very lucky to be working with him.
Awesome. You touched on it before, but what was the experience like working with Roland and the legendary Craig Fairbrass?
Gosh, I was spoilt, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So Roland from day one has been absolutely amazing. He's just a pleasure to work with. You know, he comes from that acting background. I mean, he has so much experience there, and he knows what it's like to be an actor in front of the camera. You know, he knows it can be scary. You're up there, you know, it might look like a really intimate scene, but you've got a million people in front of you, and you're quite vulnerable. And Roland knows that feeling and is able to just guide you. And it's just such a generous director. You know, he always had, no matter what stresses he had going on, he'd take that minute aside and get you kind of where you needed to be in the scene. And yeah, I was very, very lucky. Craig. So I didn't have many scenes with Craig, but the few that we did had, it was just watching someone that experienced work. You know, I haven't got nearly as much experience as Craig, and to see him just know where the cameras are, just the little things, and he knows how that's going to work on camera. And even just watching him, I learned so much, and he was such a gentleman. Yeah, really lucky to work with him.
Did any of them take you under their wing to like guide you and give you advice?
I think everyone. It was a really it was a relatively small crew, and I think everyone was, you know, working to tell this story. So it was all hands on deck, and everyone kind of just looked after everyone.
Awesome. So do you have any memories from set that you'll take with you for the rest of your career?
Gosh, off the top of my head, I can't think of one that stands out. I mean, some of the days were such a blur. You know, there'd be long days, and the emotional stakes were so high, and you'd go in and do a scene and you just have all this emotion, and then you kind of wouldn't even remember. I know that sounds mad, but you just was so overcome with, you know, whatever you were feeling. Yeah, I can't think of one right now.
Okay. Can you talk about some of the challenges that you had while making The Sun Also Rises?
Some of the challenges, I mean, it's a very heavy film. I'm quite a light, smiley, happy person, and I kind of had to leave that Gina has to stay at the door, because, you know, it wouldn't be right for her to be skipping around, you know. And yeah, just kind of going to those really dark places where you're breaking down and you're just broken, and, you know, doing that take after take. Or, you know, one day I think there was a spray being used, and it gave me the worst migraine I've ever had. But we were on a tight schedule, so, you know, we had to do this scene, and Roland was so sweet. He went and got me McDonald's, and, you know, was eating these like little chicken nuggets, and just going through the motion of the sobbing, and then you kind of finish for the day, and you have to try and learn to leave it at the door, and then do it all again tomorrow. But that's why we love it.
Absolutely. With such a heavy subject matter, did you find yourself having to, like, between takes, like, kind of decompress and just go, like, have some like levity in between takes?
I mean, I'm very fortunate. I studied a lot with the Impulse company in the Meisner technique, and it's quite different to method acting in the sense that you don't really, I'm not spending the whole day being this depressed character. It's kind of very much, you're in the scene, and, you know, you let it all out, and when you're finished, you're finished. And of course you have a little bit lingering. So I didn't feel, I mean, maybe if I was method acting, it might have taken a lot more of a toll on me. But yeah, I was fortunate in that sense that I'd learned this technique, and prepared me well for this.
Awesome. So are there any other aspects of the film industry that you'd like to pursue? Obviously you're quite quite early on in your career, but is there anything you'd like to do next?
All of it. Yeah, I'd like to do all of it. Yeah, more TV, more film. Love to do some box sets. I think that would be fun, because you'd be working with a group of people for a long time. But I just want to do as much as I can. I mean, everyone does. So
yeah. And then what, move into like producing, directing, that sort of thing?
maybe one day. I mean, I know that's what a lot of actors do, but right now I'm like, I just want to act. I'm not too bothered about directing at the moment. Yeah, I just want to be acting as much as I can.
Awesome. So what's your preferred genre, and do you have any favorite films?
I really should have this like on lockdown and have an answer. Um, I love sci-fi and fantasy. Like I'm a massive, if you look at like my Netflix and all the stuff that comes up, it's always anything slightly dystopian. I'm really excited to see the next Handmaid's Tale actually, because that's due out soon. Especially with everything going on in America.
Yeah.
Just finished Stranger Things, which I'm like itching for the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think season 5's the last one, I believe.
Yeah, they've got one more. So
yeah.
Are you a fan?
I haven't watched it yet. That's probably quite shocking. But yeah, what I plan to do is when they're about to release season 5, I'll watch everything up to it.
That's smart. I wish I'd done that because it's such a pain waiting.
Yeah, I'll watch everything up to it, and then we've got season 5. Yeah. I did just finish watching The Umbrella Academy though.
Oh, I've just got into that. I'm binging it at the moment.
Yeah, it's great.
It took me a while to get into it, but now I'm so hooked.
Awesome. Now you've worked with some great talent, not just on The Sun Also Rises, but in your previous films like Alley Cats. Do you still have a wish list of who you'd like to work with?
Again, this is a question I should really just have a set answer for. I need to work on that. There's so many great actors. I don't want to pick anyone out now. It might be embarrassing later. Everyone. I want to work with as many different people as I can.
Awesome. Now, looking to the future, what does the future hold for The Sun Also Rises?
I'm out the loop at the moment. I'm not quite sure. I know from what I last heard, the film is coming out later this year. But from there, yeah, I don't know.
Awesome. Well, it's coming out. That's good. So with the popularity of streaming services like Disney Plus and Netflix, and obviously they were the lifeblood during the last couple of years, what do you think the future of cinema is?
I think there'll always be a place for cinema. There's nothing beats that feeling of, you get your popcorn and you go in and you've got the beautiful screens that they have. I mean, even with the TVs we've got now, the cinemas are always, 5 steps ahead. I do think it's harder for them, but I think there'll always be a place for it.
Absolutely. What are you hoping the audience will take away from The Sun Also Rises when they get a chance to see it?
I hope it's a story of hope. It's such a heavy matter, and before this, going into it, I didn't realize just how many people it actually affects, because it's not something you see. It's out of sight, out of mind. Maybe if you're not going through it, you're not even thinking about it, but when you look at the stats, and that's probably lower because so much stuff goes unreported, I hope people will just be kinder to each other, because I think it's cliche and it's been said, but we don't know what's going on with some. And even like, your best friend or sister who you think, gosh, they would tell me everything. There can be so much shame or guilt or so many other feelings why people don't talk about it. So I guess just to take a second and just be a bit nicer to each other.
Yeah. Absolutely. What are you working on presently that you can talk about?
Nothing I can talk about yet. There's a couple of things up in the air, but yeah, I don't want to jinx it, or I'm not allowed to say anything yet. So yeah, hopefully some news soon.
Cool. Those NDAs, they'll get you every time. Those NDAs. So where can we find you online to keep up with everything you're doing? So
I have an Instagram account, which is Miss Gina Jones, and that's MS Gina Jones. And yeah, find me on there.
Awesome. Okay, well, this has been wonderful. You're such a delight to talk to. Have a good day. Thanks very
you
much.
too. Thank you so much. See you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
What would make you happy?
You show what you can do. I hear a siren. Maybe you were wrong about me. I'm dangerous and still be.
Why don't you give me a sign like the sea? Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe. A London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me, or swear at me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.